Chapter 1: The Embassy's Guillotine. You are staring at a 3-sentence email that just detonated your entire fiscal year. The email is from your immigration attorney, a guy who charges you $800 an hour to push paper. It says, "Application denied. Section 212A. Yuri cannot enter the United States. Your client is Yuri the Siberian Express Kozlov. He is a terrifying 250-pound heavyweight who hits like a falling piano. In exactly 4 days, Yuri is supposed to co-main event the Global Combat Alliance pay-per-view in Las Vegas. It's a #1 contender bout. The winner gets the heavyweight strap. The loser goes back to the regional circuit." But the U.S. government doesn't care about title eliminators. They just canceled the biggest payday of Yuri's life, and by extension, yours. Chapter 2: The $100,000 Ghost. Let's break down the sheer, unadulterated financial trauma of a visa denial. Yuri's contract for this fight is $250,000 to show. Flat fee. As his manager, your standard cut is 20%. That is 50 grand. 50 grand that was already spent in your head. But it's worse for Yuri. He has been in a grueling, isolated training camp for 10 weeks. He flew in elite kickboxers from the Netherlands. He paid a nutritionist. He paid for out-of-pocket MRIs. He is $40,000 in debt right now, banking entirely on the purse that the State Department just vanished. When you don't step into that cage, the promoter doesn't pay you a dime. You are a ghost. You don't exist. Chapter 3: The P1 Purgatory. People think managing a foreign fighter is about negotiating purses and finding sponsors. It's not. It is 90% navigating the psychotic labyrinth of United States immigration law. To fight in the U.S., Yuri needs a P1 visa designed for internationally recognized athletes. You hire an immigration lawyer. You pay them a $10,000 retainer to file the petition. You pay the government a $3,000 premium processing fee just so they'll look at the paperwork before the decade ends. You have to submit hundreds of pages of evidence, fight posters, media articles, letters of recommendation. You have to prove to a board consulate officer in a foreign embassy that your guy isn't just a thug, but a crucial asset to American entertainment. Chapter 4: The Red Flag Reality. So why did Yuri get denied? Because combat sports athletes aren't exactly choir boys. 7 years ago, long before you managed him, Yuri got into a bar fight in St. Petersburg. It was a misdemeanor. He paid a fine, but to the U.S. State Department, it's a crime involving moral turpitude. It flags the system. We applied for a waiver, but the embassy simply decided not to process it in time. It's entirely arbitrary. It depends on what the officer had for breakfast that morning. And just like that, because of a drunken scuffle from a decade ago, our entire financial ecosystem collapses. Chapter 5: The Promoter's Pivot. Now comes the truly dangerous part. You have to call the GCA matchmaker Donovan Black. Promoters despise visa issues. They view them as an incurable disease. If you tell Donovan that Yuri's visa was denied, Donovan will simply replace him with a local American heavyweight. But worse, he will quarantine Yuri. He won't book him for another U.S. card for 2 years. Yuri becomes a liability. If you are a liability, you don't get title shots. You get forgotten. You cannot let the promotion know that the United States government considers your client an undesirable alien. Chapter 6: The Anatomy of a Lie. So, you lie. It's not just a lie. It's a highly orchestrated, medically documented fabrication. You call a doctor on your payroll. You need a severe but fully recoverable training injury. We decide on a grade 2 MCL tear. It sounds devastating. It requires immediate withdrawal, but it doesn't require surgery. You dial Donovan Black. You inject pure, unfiltered heartbreak into your voice. Donovan, you say, your voice cracking perfectly. It's a disaster. Yuri blew his knee out wrestling this morning. The doctor says he can't put weight on it. Chapter 7. The Hostage Swap. Donovan loses his mind. He screams. He threatens to sue. He tells you you've ruined his pay-per-view. You let him vent. You let him panic. Panic is your leverage. Listen, you say smoothly. I know I screwed you. But I have Kevin Vance ready to step in on short notice to save the prelims. You use one of your lower-tier American fighters as a peace offering to calm him down. But then, you pivot. Yuri is devastated. You tell Donovan, but the doctor says he'll be 100% cleared in exactly 8 weeks. Coincidentally, Donovan, your massive international card in Abu Dhabi is in 9 weeks. Chapter 8. The Desert Mirage. Abu Dhabi, the promised land for fighters with bureaucratic baggage. The UAE doesn't care about a 7-year-old bar fight in Russia. They issue sports visas in 3 days, no questions asked. Donovan is desperate to keep the heavyweight division moving. He needs Yuri. Fine, Donovan snaps. I'll put Yuri on the Abu Dhabi card, but he's fighting the champion. No tune-ups. You hang up the phone. You didn't just save the fight. You secured a title shot on a card with a guaranteed offshore purse. You didn't fix the State Department. You just bypassed them entirely. Welcome to International Sports Management. Keep your passport current and always have a fake X-ray ready.